baby's bald heads and boobs, you don't know what you're going to get.
Bombastic side-eye!
Boom, boom, boom. Hi, welcome back to Studentful. I'm Lauren.
I'm Christie.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is the podcast where we talk all things that should have stayed in the group chat. Now you might see we're joined by a special guest this week. This right here, this little gem, is Jamie. Hi. And we used to work with her at our company. Sounds rogue. We could be anything, couldn't we?
I know. I also feel like you're about to go into like 3 fun facts about
Jamie.
This is like a test of our friendship. What do you know about me?
Oh.
I've really put you on the spot
Yeah.
now. It can be anything. It's fine.
Do you want me to?
Oh my
Yeah.
God. I love
She
how generic
loves-
and gorgeous that is.
She's got a green jumper
Yeah.
that she's wearing today.
Yeah, and she's a Croc ambassador.
Croc
Oh yeah,
ambassador.
true.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah.
Just kidding. We don't assume things. Tell us about yourself.
Oh no, now it's on me, and I
Yeah.
definitely haven't
Yeah.
actually prepared anything. So I'm Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
I used to work with you absolute mega babes, and then I was like, bye, I'm outie.
Yeah.
And I went and set up my own business, but I missed you all, so I came back. I feel like I need a fun fact, but I won the biggest splash at Butlins in 1998.
Amazing.
Which, yeah. I was on my way back to the caravan.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if any caravan stands out there for the summer holes.
Stands,
you didn't
car
get the
stands.
flight anywhere with
Yeah.
the family. But on the way back, because my parents were like, right, we're coming back, the swimming pool, they were like, biggest splash competition. And I literally was like, in my head, it was like movie slow-mo. I was like, this is my moment. And on a whim, I entered and I won the biggest splash.
Oh my God. What happens? Does that get put on a wall or like?
There is definitely a certificate that, like,
Okay.
I feel like it's in
Brilliant.
like a garage at my mum's that I need to dig out because that needs pride of place mantelpiece moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
That would
I'm
go
here
on my
for it.
CV.
I'm here for it.
Just like competent in Microsoft, Excel,
Yeah.
splashing.
Award winner.
Period.
Thank you.
Amazing. Right. So you obviously were part, dare I say it, of the big resignation of 2022, where a lot of people post-pandemic were kind of realising or kind of acknowledging what their true passions were. Would you say that was the case?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I say 100%. I'm probably a little bit of like a late bloomer for the resignation. I took my time.
Yeah.
But I also did that whole like in lockdown finding the 1,000 hobbies that I wanted to do.
Right.
Actually, I launched another business in lockdown
Okay.
that I then basically launched, was like, yay for me. I'm now an artist and illustrator,
Yeah.
graphic
Yeah.
designer. Launched Odd Folk. Yeah, check it out on Instagram.
Love
It's
it.
been dead for about a year. So I did that and it died, but I was still doing my full-time job. And then, last summer, I was like, this is the time. This is my
Yeah.
moment. One
What
of those.
was that moment for you? Like, what made you be like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
The light switch is on. I'm leaving. I'm going. Because I can imagine that is quite...
Like I have
Yeah.
passions, but ultimately it comes down to I'm lazy.
Do you know what it was?
What?
I got offered a promotion. And I was like, do you know, if I take this feels very big grown up, which
Right.
like now I'm realising, starting a business is quite grown up. But it didn't work out fully.
Yeah.
But I was going to lose everything that I loved about my job. So the things that I loved was doing like culture and diversity and inclusion and events being the big thing. Started an events business.
Right.
I was basically going to get a big fat promotion and thought I'll quit instead.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Was that a very easy, like you just knew that was exactly what you wanted to do, or did you kind of ponder on it? Like, because there's that ease of going, I know there's stability in waking up every day and being an employee for someone else versus going, I'm not sure if it's going to work out and I'm the only person responsible for me.
Yeah, what you need to do is be completely delusional.
Yeah,
we
that's
love
it.
Delulu
that
here.
really helps.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because I went like a bit part-time and then really quickly it was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm so busy. I'm making better money than I've ever made. I'm going to quit fully. So come like Christmas, I was like, bye, I'm done. And then January came and it was squeaky bum time because especially events
Tumbleweed.
world,
Yeah.
all the businesses are like, we don't know what money we've got. People aren't planning their weddings and parties. There was like, I would just say it was a bit delusional, like
Right.
probably a bit naive.
Yeah.
But I thought about it for a long time and then I took the jump. But yeah, it's a tricky one.
Are there days though when you wake up and you're just like, can't be bothered?
I don't want to do this no
Like
more.
get on that, watch a few things on YouTube, and then by the time it's like 4 p.m. Like, what?
Yeah, they
Right.
are. That's every day. My my natural working hours are like 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. I would say. So like, which is, I'm finding like one of the big things that I'm finding is like, what is your routine when you've not got a routine like forced on you? So like when we work together, obviously I'm like, I've got to log on, got to look busy. Hello everyone, pop it in general so everyone knows I'm awake, and I'm like, I'm still in my pajamas, but I'm working, and now there's no one to do that to. It's just me.
Right.
So yeah. I don't know.
That's unreal.
Isn't that ridiculous?
But like, don't you miss like how does it work in terms of like structure? For instance, you got to do the email side, you got to do the admin side, you got to do the finances.
Yeah.
So you're just a one man. It's a one man job. So how do you juggle that? Like, does that not scare you? Because sometimes I'll be like, you know what? Forget it.
I think it didn't scare me until you listed it out like that, and then I realised how many things I'm supposed to be doing.
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just
So I'm like, voice,
talking from experience.
No,
Yeah.
it is really tricky,
Yeah.
and I would say like, I mean, on like the actual work stuff, like that's obviously what I'm passionate about. So when it comes to creative, and I'm like, oh my god, you want this amazing big party, and it's going to be colourful, and it's going to be amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna creative decks, beautiful budgets. That's actually fun. I can do that. When I call my accountant, I mean, I say I have an accountant. But we're yet to actually do anything because I'm like, I haven't actually had to do any like taxes yet. Really worried about that. I'm literally like, so what is a limited company? You know, and like, do I need to be one? Like, it's really tricky.
Yeah.
It's every day's a learning day. But the whole like having structure thing. If I don't have a call in, I'm really like outing myself here. Like, if I work with anyone and they happen to listen to this, like, I promise I'm a professional and I'm doing my best. But if I don't have a call in, like, I'm not dressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if the call's at 9, that's a perfect day because I'm like, I'm dressed, I'm up because I've got to get on the call.
Yeah.
My call's at 3. I mean,
Client.
I'm watching the new series of You,
Unreal.
and then maybe there's a wash at 2:30. Yeah.
I think I need to do that. I need to like.
How are you gonna juggle that with a full-time job,
Oh,
babe?
yeah.
How are we gonna do that?
I don't know. When I think about my destiny, do I want to be doing this? Sorry, employers. You allow me to be sitting here saying this on work time.
Should we all collectively quit? Should we just?
Yeah. This is a safe space. This is a safe space, and I'm saying these things just hypothetically. But like the idea of doing a 9 to 5 until aren't they raising the retirement age like 68?
Ooh.
It really does make you think like. Do I want to be doing this? And I guess the whole thing with the pandemic was that I was so grateful to come back to work and be around people and be doing all these things. That was really exciting at the beginning after working from home for so long. But it kind of does get to a point where it's like, the excitement has kind of worn off.
Yeah.
And I've got 60 more years ahead of this. Ooh, exciting.
It's scary, isn't it?
So I guess it's had a lot of people think about like, what do I want out of life? What fulfills me?
Yeah, what do you think that is? Because I feel like we just all got given a bunch of time that we weren't gonna have otherwise, to just sit and think and like.
See, I hate when people romanticize lockdown. A lot of people are like, oh, bring it back, TikTok dances,
Bring it.
fucked up, and a salute. And I can't tell you more how much I fucking hated it. I hated it.
Do you know what? I think the first month, of the beginning when like outside was a ghost town, you look out your window,
5K for
nothing,
fake charities.
like you're not allowed to go outside. The beginning was like, whoa. Like, what is happening? What is going on? Like, we're doomed. Like, I'm going to go crazy in my house with my siblings and my parents. Like, get out. But then after a while, it gave you time to kind of know yourself. So what do you like doing? What do you want to explore? What do you want to try? My sister created a whole donut making business.
Unreal.
And I was like, since when did you know how to cook? And her donuts
I like
bang.
donuts, and I've got spare time.
And I was like, whoa. So it really did test people's creativity, like just doing stuff that they're not usually doing. So I thought, in a way, it was like kind of like a good like, this new person.
time and space to kind of figure out.
I loved it. Look, I
Really?
Through and through.
I loved lockdown.
Through and through.
I did. I mean, I was ready for it to be over.
She knew it was coming.
But like, as someone I've always been on the go, and you know, you've obviously known me for long enough that I'll be coming in and being like, I did this, I went here, I put it up my Instagram, whatever. And to have that like time, oh my gosh, actually, throwback to just before the pandemic.
Right.
Because actually, Christie, I don't think you were around for this, but Lauren, you'd have been around for this. Was so I'm so prone to burnout because I was always on the go. When my face paralysed itself.
Oh, of course.
That was such a bold moment of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. So I basically burnt out so bad that half my face paralysed itself. I had Bell's palsy. Yeah. Which like is not funny, but also was so wild. Like coming into the office. And I remember literally being like Monday morning meeting being like, don't worry everyone, Jay's not having a stroke. She's got Bell palsy. And I was literally there being like, hi everybody.
Put on an Instagram story like, what's going on?
It was so bad. So for me, I was like, honestly, it could not have come at a better time.
Yeah.
Like, which obviously is a horrific thing to say about a pandemic.
Yeah.
But lockdown, I was like, cool, I can chill, I can reset.
Yeah.
Like, there's no burnout. Like, there's not really a possibility of burnout because I've got to just sit. And I did that like on Insta, like, come on everyone, we're in it together. Like, so I was doing like this thing at like lunchtimes, being like, what's everyone doing with their lunch hour now that we've all got a lunch hour?
Do you know what's so funny? I lockdown, I started like working out online. So at 6 p.m, peachy glutes, guys, let's go squats, let's do it. And I think at the end of April, I think that was the slimmest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was very torn in that time because I think I was surrounded and I could see on social media, social media were very active around that time. I was seeing a lot of people really make the most of that time, whether that be through business ventures, through like physical improvement, because we had this idea it was going to be over. And I was conflicted by that idea of like indulging in time at home and being alone because I wasn't around like someone else around me, family or friends around me. And then also like I thought, oh, I better get in shape so when I come out of this I feel really good about myself. But then it was matched with the absolute depression that we were in a pandemic and I couldn't be around people I loved and do things that I loved and be social and get out. So I'd like overdose on Easter eggs and like I was filming videos for work and I'd eaten so much sugar I looked like fucking Julie Andrews in this footage. My face was swollen, my eyes were tiny, and I just like overdosed on food to try and make up for the absence of everything else in my life. So I was developing very unhealthy habits, which I felt really jealous when I go online and I see people thriving and having the time and energy to do things that, you know, made them happy and very publicly as well. So I guess I found it hard to kind of come out of lockdown and look back and think, oh, that was a time like I felt really good in myself. So it's a good thing that you kind of come out of it. And
yeah, I think it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I've seen so much chat about like extroverted people in lockdown finding their introverted sides, which was totally me. And then vice versa, like introverted people maybe realizing that they actually like feed off and need to be around other people to like give them that energy and to get out and to do stuff and to have fun. So I think it was such a like split thing. And I think now that we're kind of out of that and now it's like there's this kind of right, we're out of lockdown, back to it, like back to normal life. And now we're kind of having to readjust to that. Because, so for me, extrovert, shocker, but really like found that I can be a homebod and that I really loved it because I hadn't had the chance to do it before. And now try get me out of the house. Just try. Like I'm so sorry to my friends that I cancel on, but like I think because I'm a serial canceller now.
Really?
It's really bad. But I'm better now at like admitting that like I'm actually feeling burnt out or like work's really busy. I'm trying to do this or like, you know, I'm not in the right headspace rather than like, I don't know, like, oh, sorry, I'm sick. I can't go out. So I think like for that, I think it's been a positive thing to come out. But there's all this pressure to like get back to it. Like festival season, we're going to the club. I mean, I'm not going to the club. I can't remember the last time I went to the club. But I assume like someone's going to a club.
But like opposite end of the spectrum, you've got like me. If my friend cancels on me, I'm thinking, oh, but like we only live once. There could be another pandemic around the corner. Like you need to make the most of these years where we've had 2 years, 3 years taken away from us.
Yeah, I mean, but you're a lot younger than me as well. So I think there's that.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you not feel like, I personally think my age is kind of stunted at the age that the pandemic started? Because I'm still fancying 24-year-olds.
Oh, Lauren, get out. Lauren, get out of here
So
now.
what's that science?
No,
Carry the 3. I can date a 19-year-old. Yeah, that's it.
And what calculations.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from because, for instance, with me and my siblings, we got like 3 years apart.
Yeah.
So the youngest, he missed out because of the pandemic. So he didn't go out. He didn't have that uni experience. And then so for him, it's like now he's out all the time. And I'm just like, are you not tired? Like, are you not tired?
Did you have a nap before you went out?
There's rice at home. Stop ordering takeaway type of shenanigan. And because of that, he doesn't want to come back home. So he's still at uni, done with uni, still enjoying that lifestyle. Whereas my sister now, she's like in between me and she's in between. So she's in the part where it's like, oh, you know what? Life's too short. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm not going to work full time. I'm going to work part time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to like exploring. Whereas me, I'm just like, it's time for me to hurry up. Where's my husband? Where's my kids? I need to get a good job. So it's like the pandemic for me was like, okay, cool. Like you said, a nice little rest. Let me, understand what I want to do.
Nice.
Relax. Take it slow. You know? Sometimes just relax. You know. And then so it's weird to kind of see the kind of difference of how it has affected different people. Yeah. But it's a nice experience. It's nice to see, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think the thing as well with being in that headspace and also being expected to come back and do like the full 9 to 5, it's mentally, it takes up so much mentally. And before it was like the idea of a pandemic and then like building your relationships up again, being social again, getting those hobbies back up now that everything's open, and work for a whole week. I think it's so much that I think it is necessary for us to kind of look at what is sustainable.
I think we were so used to just being on like the hamster wheel of like, this is just the way things are done, that none of us ever really thought that there was another option. So now I feel like we were given this complete like 180 on our lives and the way that we live our day to day, working from home, which now businesses that would never have considered it
are
imagine? Like, great, we can save all the office, everyone works from home forever. But then some others are saying like, right, you've got to come back in and like trying to introduce that. And I think the good thing that's come out of that is that people are questioning it. So like offices that were working from home quite well, that now are like, okay, but we want you in X amount of days a week or whatever. And the employees are literally like, but why? Because I'm quite happy at home, like making my lunch at home, walking my dog in the morning, and like having that life. Whereas then there are so many other people that are getting lonely because they don't have that. So I feel like it's such a weird a weird time where everyone's trying to find this balance of like what is the right answer when everyone's been given the complete opposite of what we're used to.
So I guess it's good that a conversation is happening around what we want in life.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think people are just now like, I'm done. I'm going to change it up. Going to start a business. Going to go traveling. Like, you're thinking about going on your travels, having your own adventures. Like, I mean, where are you going and what are you doing? Because I actually don't know.
Yeah, but interestingly, it's happening quite late. Because I feel like I'm 26. Usually people would have been doing this like when they're 18, like between uni. So I feel like this situation is so much more loaded compared to what it would have been if I was living at home and I didn't have things to worry about. I'm literally quitting the 9 to 5 for a bit and then going to live my true Donna from Mamma Mia life. Not get pregnant. Specify.
Watch this space.
Oh my god, imagine tea at 4.
Oh my god.
Baby. Pregnancy at 4.
The pregnancy episode.
Wait, and then there'll be 4, literally.
Oh.
Okay, not actually.
Tea at 4, eating for 2.
Yeah. But so I am planning on going traveling a small hiatus from work, from the rat race, because I just felt like I was getting burnt out, like you said. Hopefully the Bell's palsy doesn't come for me and I get to Thailand before that happens. But I'm kind of just accepting my fate. It's all really scary, but and I haven't chose to get the rabies vaccine.
Wait, what?
Okay.
So fingers crossed all is okay.
Do you want to? Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, I like to just like, I'm just casually,
literally,
just gonna risk it with the rabies. Yeah. What was that about?
I got all the other ones. I couldn't really afford that one.
Oh, okay. It wasn't. I was like, we've got a conspiracy theory.
No. Speaking of vaccines.
Oh, here we go. She's like, I'm an anti-vaxxer.
No.
This is how it all came out.
Imagine.
I love that.
Yeah, whilst we're on the fucking COVID
But it was
topic.
spenny.
Yeah. But yes, that's just my plan.
That's so exciting. Also, I don't feel like doing this later on in life is a bad thing because, well, I mean, I think I just have like very cliche visions of like, I mean, I didn't go to uni, I didn't do a gap year, I've never been traveling, nor will I. I mean, 2-week holiday, beautiful. Backpacking somewhere,
Butlins.
not for me. Butlins till I die. But like, I think I've just got visions of like everyone when they're 18 and they go to Thailand and they get like a tribal tattoo and they meet like some hot guy on the beach or whatever it is, like, and it's like this very idealistic, like going to find myself kind of journey that teenagers, young adults are on. Like, I feel like this is nice. I like that you've got like, you're like, I'm going traveling, but it's because I'm living the ABBA dream, and it's not. That's it. I think it's not running away from anything or like filling a gap. But like, just
I agree. I think I'm a lot more wiser as well, even though I just said I'm not getting the rabies vaccine.
Smart move.
But in terms of like just like life experience, I probably feel more equipped to go to the other side of the world for months at a time away from home and really make the most of it, or make it a valuable time and experience. And I also didn't do the kind of crazy uni time. I didn't go on like girls' holidays and stuff when I was younger. So there's always that feeling of what if. And it took the pandemic for me to go, I could live on these what ifs, but it's going to get to when I'm 30 and I'm going to want kids. Am I going to be able to go traveling then? Am I going to like just reevaluating what you want?
I feel like nowadays there's no timestamp. Do it when you want to do it.
Do you think?
Yeah,
absolutely.
If I want to jump, I'm gonna jump.
I love
Into
that.
the pool at
Like,
come with me, I'll show
I'll
you
be there. Like,
splash.
for instance, was it last year? I jumped out a plane in Dubai?
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
Crazy girl.
You just won't catch me doing that.
No. Pandemic or not.
To be
I'm
honest,
not.
it was like there's a quote that says life starts on the other side of fear.
Love.
So for me actually doing that was like, you know what, I've jumped out of a plane, how dare I not go and travel? So you've like, this is the first step, so how dare you not? Like, no one's holding you back. It's your life and you can do what you can do.
Maybe an inappropriate segue, but I actually saw a piece of research the other day to say that they don't think mental health worsened by the pandemic. They came to this study and they were like, no one's mental health has got worse from. Is worse a word?
Sure. The pressure is getting worse.
Mine are fucking all of my vocabulary is primarily from TikTok, so I think my mental health is
mental health good, vocab bad.
And I would say as well, like feeling a little bit of that mental illness while all of that was going on makes you think like we only have one life on this planet. Do you think you've come out of it, I guess, looking back at it in a good way, or I don't know? Do you
from like a mental health perspective? Yeah. Do you know what? It's actually been. I think it's probably the thing that I'm saying like love about it most. So that's love mental health. But personally, like having that time to, you know, like I said, like burnout and whatever. But actually, I've always been someone that like I don't really feel stress. Like I don't feel that stressed, or like I don't feel anxious, and. This might sound like a negative, but I'm like, I feel that stress and anxiety now. But for me, that's a really good thing, because beforehand, I'd be like, I'm absolutely fine. I'm having the best time. Look at my life. Yeah. Paralysis, panic attack, like, you know, IBS. Like, I would have it on and be like, I don't know why I feel like this. But it was literally all of these things like manifesting in my body in this horrible way. So I think like having time to be like, oh, actually, I do struggle with these things. These are the ways that they come out, but I need to like engage with it a little bit more so that I can actually feel it and deal with it. That's been really good for me. Also, TikTok diagnosis. So I'm so in support of people like self-diagnosing or like finding things on TikTok that then they're like, hey, that's me. Like, so ADHD, I'm just one of however many tens or hundreds of thousands of women in their 30s are finding out that they have ADHD. And I'm now on a 22-month wait list. Like that is how don't even. You
can grow how many babies?
Like honestly, it's on a 20. That's like how stacked the NHS is at the minute with assessments. Crazy. But I mean, listen, I know I'm walking in there and they'll be like, yes, you've got it, like 100%. But TikTok like gave me that, like it's, and I know that it's happened for a lot of people, and I think across the board of mental health, like people are like, oh, that is anxiety and I feel that, or like that could be depression, but also like how do you deal with that and coping mechanisms. So I don't know if you girls had the same, because I was there like, I've got ADHD. I also saw this thing about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
What's that?
Right, basically I saw this thing and it was like, oh, if you can do this. I'm a bendy Wendy basically. It was like,
Bendy Wendy
can you do it?
What is it?
Because I'll just diagnose you here and there. It's not the only thing. It's like hypermobility. I was finding out all this stuff and I was just like, that's me.
Right.
She's bendy and she's got ADHD.
I feel like if I get into like TikTok self-diagnosis, I'd be so paranoid, like, oh my god, this and that. I'd write like a whole list of things that I've got.
But do you not think it feeds into the same thing? Oh, sorry to be that girl, but like even when COVID was about, like that constantly being exposed to it, moral panic, fear mongering constantly. Do you not feel like if you've watched one thing on ADHD, your algorithm is constantly filled up with it? Your kind of brain is feeding into, well, I did do that and I did do that, which is very positive if you do have it, but then it can lead to a lot of other people that kind of might manifest these.
Yeah, totally.
Symptoms.
I mean, I've been feeling like this forever.
Yeah.
So, and I was having conversations about like, I think maybe I've got ADHD or I'm neurodivergent well before COVID. And I think having something that's so kind of like readily available, and also like, obviously there's loads of trash out there, like fine.
Yeah.
But things that I would see that I would then be like, I never knew that. So like eating habits, like I didn't know eating habits was something that would maybe feed into like ADHD. Then I go away and I actually research stuff. So like, I just want to say here and now.
No, of course.
I'm not only using TikTok to diagnose myself.
Chronically online. Chronically online.
And also, you know, and now I'm going through the process of getting assessments like
of
via
course.
mental health professionals.
Yeah.
No,
it's made it
but
accessible.
no, I think that's a really, really good point though, because I think if your only source is TikTok, like, let's all slow down a hot second.
Hold on, wait a minute.
And I do think there's a fear of people like making it their personality online. Like I see a lot, like there's a lot of accounts that's now like,
the thing.
you know, it's, but I guess it's a difficult one because if your day is completely like, if you have like daily struggles that you're like, that's like that because of ADHD or because of whatever, like, it's hard not to make that a thing that you talk about all the time, you know? So yeah, but I'm seeing a doctor, okay, everyone?
Yeah. And just to finish off, talking of mentally ill things we've done on lockdown, did you do anything like my Easter egg story?
Oh,
anything that makes you look back and think, Christ. Like, for example, I remember when people were walking marathons in their bedroom, just back and forth. We had a go at that.
Weirdly, I didn't do that one.
Back and forth. What did I do during lockdown?
No.
I'm sure I did so much. I mean, I got into TikTok because I went and stayed with my dad for a bit, and I've got two little brothers who were like 6 and 8 at the time. So I haven't deleted them, but boy, do I cringe. I go back and I look and I'm like, what was I doing? Like, what was I actually doing with these kids? Like,
what, like dances or?
Oh, dances. I did the like, I could flip a switch. My little brother who's like 6 is in my outfit. He's wearing like my glasses.
Oh, this made me hot.
Yeah, I know. I can feel myself getting red in the face. I've got goosebumps. But yeah, it was. I did so much cringe stuff in lockdown.
Yeah. It was too much time to make bad on your digital footprint.
I've archived a lot of them. Do you guys remember
I want to see that.
Do you remember Voicey? There was an app called Voicey that came out. It was like an auto-tune. Yeah, an auto-tune app, right?
Oh my God.
I pretended I became a star. I made a song called Summer 2020.
You made your own song?
Yeah, lit. But of course I've archived it because it's played it back now. It makes me
what, like the harmonising app?
Yeah, literally.
So I did that, but I did it to Ozone's Maya He, which I know every word to. You know, Alu, Salu, Sinchen, Un Haidu. I did that, like 6-part harmony.
Oh my
posted
days,
it.
literally.
And yet not much came to mind when I said that first sentence, did it?
I blocked so much from my
when I had no friends in lockdown, I had fucking
clearly a
6
trauma
harmonies.
response.
Oh my gosh. No, we had time. Do you know what I mean? Like, we had time, so why not?
Whatever made you happy, really, wouldn't it?
Did anyone try, and I've actually thought of my most cringe thing, so I feel like I need to lead to this question. Did anyone try and date in lockdown?
No. The prospect of walking in a park with someone like with a mask on. That's weird. It's like apocalyptic or something.
Actually,
Did you?
Come on, Chris.
What are you talking about? Germs? Really?
yeah.
Who?
Come on, spill the tea.
Well, let's just say that I'm never doing that again
Oh.
because.
What, were you like sexting or something?
Oh,
No, remember House Party? Was it House Party, the app?
yes.
Yeah.
Fever dream.
What happened with that?
What
It
did
was
you
like,
do
I feel
on
like It was
it?
there for like 48 hours. And then it
Yeah.
was gone.
But then the love, the liking, let's just say, the admiration started by Clubhouse. So is it Clubhouse? Like the chatting in.
I don't know. I feel like you
private
went way
rooms?
deep into
Yeah.
these apps. Like you're talking about things I've never heard of.
I was literally deep
She
inside
loved
the
the
app.
app.
Just
She
talking
loves
to
an
people.
app. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's
found
it
my
again.
like lowest, cringiest points were like when you'd be on Zoom and you've sat and you've drunk a whole bottle of wine, everyone logs
Zoom
off and then you're just
parties.
sat there in your room like,
Oh,
off to bed now then.
Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't
so
it?
'Cause you're
bleak.
like, there's no like teetering out of a party.
No.
Did any of you guys celebrate your birthday during lockdown?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I actually had a really good one.
Yeah, I did
Did
too.
you? Did you?
It
Yeah.
showed you cared about me.
I had a really good one. So I did date in lockdown.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I mean, I could really go on about this because
Yeah.
I promise I'm getting to a birthday thing. But I could really go on about this because I did online dating where I met
Yeah.
10 guys, and I kid you not, all 10 worked in IT. Without fail, all 10. And we were just like on this chat, but it was also really fun because I was like, I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And then I mean, I did the
they
park
recruiting you?
day. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, I was like, am I on an interview? What happened? I'm really good at IT. And then I did the walk-in dates.
Right.
And like I drank prosecco at a bus stop. That was actually top tier.
Fair.
Yeah. And then I actually met my boyfriend in like lockdown dating. So it was when like pubs were shutting at 10. That kind of time. Yeah. So we were nearing the end.
Yeah.
So for my birthday, because we were then like fully a couple,
Yeah.
5 weeks in, I moved in.
Oh, isn't it?
And so for my birthday, I'd bought this big party dress that I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I'm not going to wear my party dress, says the woman in her 30s. And so we went, it's actually now I'm saying it out loud, it sounds really weird, but he took me to the woods. And my friend had sent me a crate of sassy cider, which was like my favourite cider of the time. And I wore a tiara, and we went to the woods, and it was just the two of us. We had like a boom box, and I got to wear my party dress, and like it was just so cute,
that is
isn't it? Isn't that so
cute.
nice?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, actually, like lockdown
Yeah.
birthday, take your girls to the woods.
Wow. Yeah.
I love that.
Nice. This is the part of the episode where we react to some confessions from the internet and rate them on a brutal meter.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So, my first time learning to water ski, I was a natural at it and had so much fun until I crashed. Water shot straight up my arse at 30 miles per hour and tore part of my rectum. The boat zipped back around to get me because I sank and thought my leg was broken, but instead I got hauled out of the water by my life jacket with blood streaming out my arse. Oh my God.
What? Wait.
Whoa.
I'm so confused by this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how water skiing you're getting like a free colonic. I don't get how that works. Like, how
Water
is that?
skiing.
Where is the water coming from to be that?
The water, the sea violated him. A lake, I assume.
What?
It went from ooh to ow to. Do you know what I mean? Like, the emotion. Ooh.
I just can't figure out where this water is coming from that's gonna
A straight stream.
rip your rectum. Was that right? Is
Yeah.
that
What are you even wearing? Are you not meant to wear like a
Yeah, where's it? Through the scuba suit.
exactly. How does
How we
Yeah.
stream?
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, that's brutal, but also I just feel like they were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Makes no
Honestly.
I think you need to work on your what's the word?
Yeah, maybe try land skiing first.
Yeah. Let a nice pick penetrate you.
the right uniform as well.
No. Okay. So
What have you
brutal
written
meter.
down?
What do you say? That's
What's it out
a
of?
8. That's
Out of
painful.
10. Oh, it's out of 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
But then imagine the horror coming out of the water and then there's a lot.
my arsehole's apart.
yeah.
It's not a hole anymore. It's the open Red Sea.
Wow.
Lauren.
I mean, that is brutal. I'm gonna go like 7.
Yeah.
I
Fine.
Yeah?
say 8. Yeah.
Wow.
8. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm like I've given them 1 less point for because I don't get it.
Okay.
I don't understand how it happened.
I hear you. Yeah.
Right. One time in secondary school, I was sick and asked the teacher to go to the office so I could call my dad. I went to the office and there were 2 phones, one for the intercom and one for outside calls. I decided not to ask and to just use the first phone I saw. I proceeded to call my father and tell him I have really bad diarrhea. And he replied with, "Don't you worry, I'll be there soon to pick you up." Turns out I had used the intercom phone and that my call with my father was broadcasted through the entire school to everyone. It still makes me feel awful every time I think about it. Oh,
Who is running this school? What kind of ridiculous... I didn't think they're like an intercom was like that. I always think of it like in like Greece or something.
Yeah,
where it's like a big micro thing, be like ding ding ding. Yeah. That's so ridiculous. Just there sat next to each other. I mean, like
that's just asking for a fucking prank, isn't it?
Can you imagine you're in an exam hall and you're hearing
really bad diarrhea?
I'm screaming.
They might not have recognised his voice though.
Yeah, true.
Normalised diarrhea.
Absolutely. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all those IBS babes out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your dad sounds really nice.
I know.
Yeah, at least he came.
I'm not being funny. If I called home, they'd be like, and
Literally.
Busy.
get the bus home.
Toilet. Please and thank you.
Literally.
I'm giving that. I don't think that's not scoring high for me. I'm going down the middle. That's a 5.
Fine.
That's
Fine.
5-4. Yeah, 5-4.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. This is quite long. Right.
Let's go.
Coming back from a holiday with my 3 best friends, we had a 3-hour layover in Miami. We were all about to board the plane when all of a sudden this guy with an enormous entourage surrounding him makes his way through a crowd of passengers and cuts to the front of the line. Customer service was not having it and told the guy he was going to have to wait to board the plane like everyone else. Everyone knows he's a big deal but can't figure out who he is, so they all just start asking for his autograph. The guy was pretty aggravated from being told to wait in the line, but obliged to signing some things. My friends decide they want a picture, so I was assigned to be the photographer since I had no interest in what this guy was. They get all cute and pose with this guy. I take the picture, they say thank you, and then there's a moment of silence. Suddenly I realise we have no idea who the fuck this guy is, so as soon as he says you're welcome, I blurt out, right, I don't know if this is... I thought it was going to be somewhat like... I'll finish the story. You're welcome. I blurt out, and can we know who you even are? He just looks at me disgusted. Turns out it was, I'm going to let you like wonder, what are some of your ideas of what this
I don't know,
could
but
be?
all I'm thinking of, do you remember that X Factor audition? Who even are you? Ablisa.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Danny Minogue.
Oh, Louis Walsh.
It's John Legend. Like, you're telling me not a single person in that queue knew that gorgeous kind-eye bear?
What?
Wait, as in all of me, John Legend.
A fucking
The legend, John Legend. And also, so all the friends that were like, we'll just do a picture, also didn't know. So collectively, who are these people?
Are you even on line?
This isn't brutal. You're just... No, you've just let yourself down.
This sounds like an alien.
Yeah,
like,
I don't...
That's mad.
Ugh, who wrote that? When they don't know who John Lewis is. John Legend is.
John Lewis. Oh my God, there goes John Lewis.
That would be quite funny. Sorry, who even are you? I'm John Lewis.
John Lewis. Big brother to Waitrose.
Come on.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm a pretty big deal, actually. I don't know if you've seen my adverts at Christmas.
That would be funny.
The best roast ever.
Turns out it was.
Well,
Legend.
like it's
That's
not brutal, but it's
No.
just
The
that's
build
like a
up
one
to that
for
was the
me.
same as that fucking Vardy v thingy. It was just like, what was the end of that? The Rebecca Vardy thing? Yeah, ... It was Rebecca Vardy's account. Turns out it was
John Legend.
Wow.
Okay, I'll give that a brutal meter of fucking 3 because
Yeah.
That's like brutal meter of like get out the house.
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Get online, read a magazine.
Listen to some music. How about that?
I once genuinely thought this lady with outstretched arms was trying to give me a hug. Afraid that it was someone I knew in the past. I knew. I went in and hugged her. Once I turned around, I realised her relative was behind me. I fled the scene in shame. Oh, I'd be thinking about that for fucking years.
Honestly, I can't say how often this stuff happens. I'm that person, you know, when someone's waving, you're like,
yeah.
The other day I was cycling. I've got one of those really embarrassing like delivery bikes with a box on, and this girl looks so much like my friend Lydia, and I did like Lydia, and she turned around, it wasn't her, and I do it all the time. I really feel for this person.
Yeah,
That's quite sweet. I hope the person just hugged back and was like, "You're good."
Yeah, I did that recently. I went shopping with Billy, and I went to go open a person's car door to put my shopping in the back, and they're just sat there in the front seat. Thought it was Billy's car. But as long as the person's nice about it, try not to stress yourself out too much.
Yeah, I feel like it's quite sweet actually. Who doesn't want to hug?
Exactly.
Consensual hug.
Okay.
Consensual hug.
Not really.
Brutal.
4. Not really brutal.
Not really brutal.
No, I'm going like 2.
Nil
1.
point.
Yeah, 1. Sorry.
So this is the part of the show where we play Don't Spill the Tea, where you spill the tea and we try not to. Let's go.
Right, hold it. Once, when I was 7 years old, at Christmas lunch, I pulled the chair away from under my sizable grandma when she went to sit down. It was premeditated. I fucking planned it all out in my feeble brain, imagining I'd get a huge laugh and props from all round for executing such a smashing prank. Thankfully, Grandma wasn't killed outright when she crunched down flat on her back in front of 50 members of my family on Christmas Day.
Incredible. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Poor grandma.
It was killed outright.
He's got that inheritance.
Oh no.
Right. Do you know everyone's got a fat nan and a thin nan?
Yes.
Have you got that?
So mine are called Fat Nan and Irish Nan. R.I.P. Irish Nan. Fat Nan's still going.
Perfect.
Yeah. Is that true? Does everyone have a Fat Nan and a Thin Nan?
I'll say so.
I've only seen one man.
Well, then the other one must be fat.
No, but they're both fat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Wow. Yeah. They're both fat. You know, big bones. Yeah, they're both fat. Yeah. Love them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sips in. Okay. Ready? Hold on. Okay, cool. Once at a church picnic, I proclaimed to one of the deacons before a ball game, "Let's kick some clitoris maximus." I meant to say gluteus maximus.
We're squirting then.
LOL.
Okay, cool. Ready? My wife and I went to go and meet her best friend for lunch one day. When I got there, I bent down to give her baby a kiss on the cheek. What I failed to notice was that she was actually breastfeeding. Safe to say, it wasn't the baby I kissed.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I've made a mess. Oh my god, that's fucking funny.
So she kissed the breast. You love that.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Oh,
He kissed
dear.
his wife's best friend's
Yeah,
breast.
it's Oh my god, so I'm just imagining it in my head where I'm like Ben goes to my friend Steph, who's just had a kid, and he kisses her tit. Oh my god.
What do you do?
I'd die. I'd die for it.
You basically freeze like this, like holding the baby because you
can't just imagine the baby's like side eye.
bombastic side eye. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh wow.
We need to find a meme of a baby doing in
God,
that.
I wish that we had context because I just want to know the follow up. I didn't know what he said, what happened.
No, but what do you do?
I don't know.
How'd you come back from that? sorry.
Sharing is caring.
Oh gosh, that's a good one.
Love that.
Babies and nans.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
soaking, man.
Okay, sips in, guys. Ready? Okay. My dad and my sister were swimming at the local pool one day doing laps when she spotted him taking a breather at the pool edge. She swam up behind him, put both hands on his bald head and dunked him underwater. While she held him there, ignoring his flailing about, my actual dad swam past.
Not the stranger. Stranger danger. Can you imagine? My man's thinking, who the hell's touching my head?
He's like, I'm drowning.
And you think it's your dad, so you're pushing him down.
Lauren, you laughed before the punchline.
Yeah, because I thought he was going to say balls. I started holding on to my dad's balls.
Bald head. Oh, yeah. Got a dirty mind.
So babies, bald heads and boobs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's what you don't know what you're going to get.
Oh, that's great.
Can you imagine the trauma?
Also, the way this says it, as he swims by, like the dad's just like, stop killing people, you psycho. Drowning strangers.
Is that it?
No, there's more.
Oh my god, I'm soaked.
Ready? I can never go back to my new dentist after 2 visits because I'm an idiot. My dentist is a very nice and professional man. Our first appointment was going pretty smoothly until he made some innocuous remark about us being strangers. My immediate reply was, "Oh, you're not a stranger. You've been inside my mouth for 20 minutes." I did not intend to make a sexual joke. His face turned His face turned red and he was clearly embarrassed, but he continued on like a true professional, and we were probably both relieved when the appointment was over. I had my second dentist appointment today. I mentally prepared myself to be a model patient who didn't say anything weird. He had been working in my mouth for about 5 minutes when he started to seem really uncomfortable or something. His face was red and he was breathing a little heavier. I was a bit concerned and also confused. Like, how could I have embarrassed him this time? I had hardly spoke. He keeps working and then I realised what the hell's happened. My dentist was wearing grape-flavoured gloves. I had been absently-mindedly licking his fingers the whole time. That was it.
What's wrong with this person? Like the first one, fine, a simple mistake, but absently minded. Like, how do you just imagine?
You're asking for it, putting grape flavoured latex in.
Yeah, that's also weird.
Even later. Woo.
Oh,
Wow.
Cool.
okay.
Well, that was it for Spill the Tea.
Awesome. Funny.
Good one. Bombastic side eye.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Thanks everyone for joining us on this week's episode of Tea at 4 and for our wonderful guest, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
It was wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, standing ovation.
So much.
Thanks.
Whoa! They're all
Crowd
rushing
goes
towards
wild.
us. Roses. Have you had a good time?
Oh, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me come and spit over the studio. It's been glorious.
Literally. Yeah.
It's been fun.
Gorgeous times. If you have any funny stories that we could use or react to for Don't Spill the Tea, please send them to tea@4@junglecreations.com and we'll see you next week.
Bye.